Hey there, welcome back to my channel, String Things by Mel. My name is Melissa, and I'm sorry, but I have to start today's video with some sad news. I think the video title, suggests that. It's not my typical content, but it's something that I felt that I wanted to share. Not that I felt pressured or have to, but it's something significant and, life altering and affects me short term, long term. And to continue on, not just with this YouTube channel that I have, but in life, I just felt like this would help with processing grief, navigating grief. And so the sad news I have to share is that earlier this month, it's November 2025, just over 2 weeks ago, my mom passed away. And if someone had asked, no one wants to guess when you're going to lose a parent. And I never would have guessed I would have lost a parent so young. But a year and a half ago, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. Unfortunately, not caught super early, but also not caught very late. But she immediately had to start undergoing treatments, and her condition was made known to me earlier this month that unfortunately the treatments were not working and that the cancer had spread and was spreading quickly. And so my mom was transferred to hospice care. Shortly after receiving this news from my brother, my mom called the next day to give me her own version of the update. And she started to say, I'm calling to say goodbye. And I quickly said, no, we're not doing this on the phone. Like, I'm coming. So, understandably, going through a lot of emotions lately, a lot of physical feelings as well. My body is just, after a busy September and October, I was really looking forward to just a chill, quiet November, a quiet month before the real start of the holiday season. I wouldn't say I was burnt out. Like, if there was levels approaching burnout, there'd be burnout. And then one level before burnout and one level before that. And I think that's where I was. And then when this news hit, it did feel like a bomb when my brother told me, yeah, my world kind of stopped. When she was diagnosed with cancer, of course, the thought crossed my mind that it could end not so great. And unfortunately, she lost her battle with cancer. So I'm doing okay despite what has happened. I am really fortunate. Oh, I thought I was going to do this without crying, but I'm going to start crying a little bit. But really fortunate to have a wonderful family. a lot of supportive people in my life. And that makes me cry too, because to know that there's that many people coming forward um, after hearing such news to support me um, is a really good feeling. So I didn't want to just come here and uh, just share sad news. But I thought it was important to share because I think it will help explain myself moving forward. Again, not that I need to provide any explanation, but anyone who is intuitive or, will see in my eyes, my body language, um, that's what's happening. Because even though I am navigating this strange thing, feelings, grief, this is all new to me. The world keeps going. My life is still moving forward. And part of that, to help me continue to move forward and in a way that I'm not going to, get lost, is to take care of myself. And part of taking care of myself has been creating content for my YouTube channel, for Instagram, on my own terms, in a way that I want to do it, in a way that I like, and on my schedule and all that. I have the privilege of having this and not having the pressure of, creating, having this as a source of income, um, being on a schedule of I have to release a video every Friday. No. And all of you guys, my viewers, my subscribers, are also respectful about that. And so I know I never have to apologize or explain for any, gaps or breaks. But I want to continue working on this channel. And I don't know if I'm quite ready for my regular sit down podcasts. It just feels a bit strange to do them right now. But vlogging might be, it feels more natural at this point. Just because I just have a lot of thoughts running through, and to be able to just kind of share those thoughts real time, as well as sharing what's happening in my projects real time, just feels easier. Because with a sit down podcast, I kind of have to be a bit locked in. I have to know what I have done, written down details. And I know I'm known for my technical details. And right now, those are kind of lacking because I have allowed myself to just sit and knit, to have comfort in knitting, comfort in each stitch that I do, because it is something that I have continued to do since my mom's passing. It was something I was doing, I brought with me when I went to go visit her. So I was able to see her before she passed. And she did get to see Darcy before. Whew. Yeah, heavy, 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 heavy. I know vlogging's not my strong suit. I typically don't do a lot of it. But I hope you guys will entertain me for a little bit while I navigate this and figure out what feels right for me. You know, it could just be short term. I may do it for a bit and it feels good now, and then I will get back into the more technical stuff. But yeah, I haven't been writing down what I've done, which is really bad. So, note taking. Um, it's really been lacking. And one of the projects I was working on, I mean, at the moment, yeah, understandably, I was not in the right mindset and I made mistakes and was having to do a lot of frogging. But at the same time, I was allowing myself to be more like feel the knitting. I feel like I have to pull it out for it to make sense. But so one of the projects I was working on, that I had brought to Vernon with me to go see my mom, is this Lonely Leftovers vest, a pattern from Wool and Beyond. And I am at the point where I'm working the I cord that goes around all of the edges. And based on comments in Ravelry, a lot of people said, you know, do applied I cord. And they also did different pickup rates than what's said in the pattern. And I allowed myself, yes, so I did choose applied I cord. And I allowed myself to like not do any math. Like, let's just pick up, knit a couple inches and see how it looks. Doesn't look good, rip back, try a different pickup rate. And normally that trial and error, actually, I'm willing to do it, but it can be frustrating. And it kind of was, but at the same time, I was just in a moment of like gratefulness for having the time to sit down and be able to knit, and just honestly kind of enjoying the process, the pickup rate trial and error process, and just, you know, just feeling the knitting. um, but yeah, so that's what I was working on when I traveled back, and still working on some other things. But I'm looking forward to returning to a routine and not to, you know, forget what has happened, but to take care of myself. It feels really nice, even though I'm not actually talking to anyone in real time right now. This process of sitting down in front of the camera and saying it out loud. Generally feeling positive about it. I think it's been a good thing. And if you're watching this, it means I decided to publish this video, whether it be standalone or part of a larger vlog. Thank you so much for listening, for watching. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. And yes, the world keeps on moving. Life continues on. But I'm going to do it at my pace and do what feels right. Morning, guys. I thought it was strange, or maybe strange, to have a standalone video about that message. So I'm just gonna continue the sharing you some of my grief process navigation. I'm not sure what to call it at this point. But I guess, yeah, I wanted to turn it into, a vlog surrounding, sharing the news of my mom passing and some of the things that are just happening here. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my tripod and it looks so crooked, but I think it's stable. It's not going to fall. So I have some packages to open, some yarn I ordered before my mom passed, and now they've arrived. And it is Black Friday. Happy Thanksgiving to the American viewers. And one of the packages is from Holst Garn. So there was a sale back in October. And now that it's Black Friday, they're having the Black Friday sale. And I do want to order more from them. But I just want to double check the colors that I have, just in case I need to, reorder different colors for the project that I want to do. So I thought I would open them with you guys. Unfortunately, my craft room is an absolute mess. Kind of just have been throwing things around everywhere. Let's see if I can just push things out of the way. So the first one is actually that I'm going to open is from Wool Warehouse. They had a sale also in October for drops yarn. So I typically buy drops yarn from Wool Warehouse because when things go on sale, and the shipping rate from Wool Warehouse to Canada is a very good shipping rate. So some of you may recall that I wanted to knit, or I've been wanting like a white cream all over cable pullover sweater, and I shared the Ogden pattern from Woolfolk Yarns, and I decided to kind of push that idea aside because the yarn that is suggested for it is quite pricey if I go with the Woolfolk yarn. It's also a very particular type of yarn, being a chainette yarn. There's not a lot of chainettes around, and it is just the ones I have found tend to be on the pricier side. I know Drops has a chainette one, but it has maybe more alpaca than merino than I would like. But I came across a free pattern. Now, please don't hate me. The Gilmore Girls, okay? I know it's a TV show. It came out when I was in high school, and I didn't watch it. So please don't hate me for not being a Gilmore Girls fan, but I'm also not a hater. But this free pattern I came across is the Rory Gilmore sweater. It's a oversized all over cable sweater that Rory wears in the pilot episode. And this amazing individual has created a free pattern. Now it's only one size. I'll get into that in a moment. But this is probably the best dupe that I have seen for this particular sweater, because this sweater is, quite famous. There's many people have been wanting a sweater like this, even not just this year. But because it came to my attention this year, I was just noticing more and more about it. But anyway, this is the best dupe I have come across, and the pattern is free. And I've already looked through it, and for a free pattern, it has charts, it has some suggestions or recommendations on what you do if you want to change up the size. And so I bought the suggested yarn, which is Drops Nepal, and I would like to knit one up, despite not being a major Gilmore Girls fan. So I decided to go with the suggested yarn and the suggested color. So bear with me. I actually kind of forgot, well, yeah, a lot of things that I ordered and forgot about, and the packages have been piling up. So a bit behind. It's a lot of yarn. It's a big sweater. It's like, in terms of positive ease, like a lot, and it's like full length. Typically I don't knit full length things, but yeah, I'm a millennial. I apologize, but I'm feeling a few YOLO moments, especially now. So here is the, what do they call it? It is labeled as off-white. So it's not, I wouldn't say, it's probably a little bit more yellow than I would say what a cream would be. It's still a nice color. Like bright white, optic white, not necessarily what I wanted. So here it is. I'm in artificial lighting though. And, oh, well, I have a white shirt on, so you can see my shirt is like bright white. And this is just a nice kind of cream, warm white. I think that's going to be complementary with my, you know, non-tan skin, tan skin, whatever. So I think that's a nice off-white. And as long as I don't have any other actual white items on, like it's going to look close to white when I'm wearing it. So Drops Nepal is 65% wool, 35% alpaca. It's like the bulker bigger sister to Drops Lima. Drops Lima would be like DK weight, and this is like a worsted, yeah, maybe worsted weight. I wouldn't say this isn't quite bulky. I think Drops, is it Drops Andes? Is that one also with alpaca content? I can't remember. So I bought maybe 1 or 2 extra balls than the suggested amount. Just, I was thinking if I have enough extra, I can use it for some other scrappy projects. But that is 1 full bag of yarn that I'm going to have to find a spot for. My yarn stash is just kind of bursting at the seams. So next, let's open what I got from Holzgarn. And I will let you know my plans for this yarn. When you're opening packages from Holzgarn, be very careful with scissors because especially if it's in like the plastic wrap, the yarn is like right there against the packaging, so you don't want to snip your yarn. Okay, so I love shopping, in particular the Black Friday Cyber Monday sale at Holzgarn. Yes, there is some Holzgarn sold kind of locally, but the color range isn't all there. And in particular, I like shopping for the cones. I like having the full cones of this super soft yarn, which is the yarn I use for my Norma sweater. That one has been wearing really nicely. I find that the super soft does not really pill as much as, say, there's a strand, a couple strands of Knit Picks Palette, the red in my Norma sweater, and that yarn looks like it's like pilling because it's just like softer, fluffier, more open. The super soft is still comfortable to wear, but just like less prone to pilling. So I'm planning to knit the Harvest Flowers sweater by Jessie Mae Designs. And I, at the time that I ordered this yarn, wanted to kind of like copy the same colors, but I wasn't going to buy the actual yarn. One, because it comes from the US. Not that I don't want to support indie dyers in the US, but that's expensive. And you know, I am one that's like okay to spend money on yarn, but sometimes it's too expensive. So I do a lot of yarn substitutions if I can. So I bought a cone. This will be my main color. This is the color. Where is it? Yeah, it is almond. This is the color almond, which when you look online, it looks maybe a little bit lighter online. But it's a nice, what would I call this? Like a light latte color. It's a pretty good, oh, it's in the packaging. I don't want to take it out of the plastic wrap yet. But it's a good like kind of like wheat latte-ish color, tan. So I would hold that double and for the main color. And then the sample has kind of like these dark red flowers and these like brown centers. and this kind of like yellowy greenish brown stems. And I liked that look, like the fact that it's not like this bright green. Although I was thinking like if the main color was a dark brown and you had green stems and different flower, yeah. There's so many color combinations, and I just impulsively immediately went with what the sample color was. But then I've recently been thinking about, oh, a dark brown with pink flower petals and like a nice green for the stems would be really nice as well. So I am considering buying a cone of a dark brown. So here is the red for the flowers. This is cardinal red. And I also bought another red called, is that one Heath or Brandy? Maybe it's Brandy. So one of them is like just like one colored red, and the other one has a little bit of variation in it. Okay, so here is cardinal red, which is just like a really like rich, I would say like regular red when you think of like red. And this is the other red. It has a little bit of like gold spun through it, kind of orangey. And then this is the green that I got, which is a bit more green than the stems in the original sample. But I also bought this other color. Is that right? Oh yeah, there's another color that runs a little bit more yellow than green potentially for the stems. And then I got a dark brown color called Coffee, which I was very curious about because I wanted to compare it to Conquer, which is a yarn I already have. So yeah, I'm really building up an inventory of Holstarn yarn. Sorry, I should have maybe like pre-opened a lot of these. This is getting messy. Okay, so this is the color Scarab, which is another potential color for like the leaves and the stem. We'll see when I swatch it up. Thinking this one looks, I mean, in terms of as close as possible to the sample, this color might be it. And then, and Tiberius is making his way in. And this is the color Coffee, which this is for the center of the flower. So it is a dark brown, a warm brown. Because I have, this is the color Conquer, and this I believe is the darkest brown you can get from Holstarn. So you can see the difference in warmth the Coffee has. I just was worried about Conquer being too dark. But in terms of if I did a main color, like what would I choose? You know, Coffee would still be good. So like, do I want to buy another cone of Coffee, or do I want to buy more Conquer? I'm not sure. Maybe there's a brown that's in between these two from Holstarn. I'll have to double check. Well, that's good to see it in person, just the difference of warmth and just like how dark Conquer really is. Their website is pretty good in terms of showing like color representation, but it is good obviously to get this in person. And Holstarn Super Soft, there's like a whole bunch that I have purchased. I thought I was going to make the anemone sweater, that all over flower pattern from Knitting for Olive, and I had bought a bunch of colors also from Holstarn for that. Didn't end up knitting that sweater because I'm just really not sure now about having that many flowers on a sweater for myself. But this is the kind of yarn that I have enjoyed using for kind of color work type projects, and it feels good on, like it's not super soft, but because it's not super soft, even though the name's super soft, it doesn't pill as quickly as my other items. And it's just like it has a nice bloom to it after you wash it. So, and there's such a big color range, and it's generally affordable because I always just wait for like the Black Friday sales to buy it. Yeah, so it's a nice, for me, if I had to choose between this yarn and Knit Picks palette, I think I would lean towards Holskarn being kind of like my base workhorse fingering yarn to have in my stash, and it knits up nicely when held double as well. So that is all the yarn that I want to use for the Harvest Flower sweater. I'll just compare. I also have, this is the color Oatmeal that I used for my Norma sweater. Now I'm like looking at it compared to this Almond Cone, and it's pretty darn similar. I'm like, it's like almost the exact same, except just less brown going through it. Yeah, so Oatmeal is like, you think of oatmeal color, and like spun and twisted through with it are bits of like brown. So it's not a variegated yarn, and I wouldn't say tonal, but there's another color in here. Whereas the Almond is more true like one color. There's no real bits of dark brown spun through it, but man, they look pretty darn similar. That's okay. Still good. So those are a couple of projects that the cable one I would like to get started soon, although I'm still working on T number 2, which is all over cable t-shirt by My Favorite Things. I'm very close on that one. Maybe once that's done, then I can start this Rory Gilmore sweater. But yeah, those are, yeah, some packages, some things I'd ordered before. And now finally have a moment to open. It's just, yeah, part of getting back into my regular routine. I don't know if you can hear that, but my stomach is growling. It is lunchtime. I think I'm going to treat myself and go to the cafe and buy something from the cafe for lunch today because it's Friday. And why not? So, yeah, that's that. Now I have to try to get all this yarn into my cupboard space, which is, yeah, I have a whole section here of just Holskarn yarn now and like Knit Picks palette, among other things. Yeah, guys, I have a lot of yarn. I mean, I like having all my yarn. Lots of options, but man, do I have enough hours in my lifetime to knit all these things? It's kind of like my own personal Holskarn store in here, though. One thing that was really nice that happened today, I got a message from one of my volleyball teammates. He's like the captain of our team. And he messaged me asking if I was going to be around home today. I said, yeah, like, what for? And he came by and he delivered flowers and a card from my volleyball team, which is really sweet. I mean, they didn't have to do that, but my friend, he was one of the first people, I wouldn't say first people, but someone I messaged early on, because obviously once I found out news of my mom had needed to leave, I wasn't going to be available to play volleyball. So it was important to me to let him know. And yeah, I've played with this volleyball team for many years. One of them, he's a former coworker that we worked together with like for 5 years. And so, yeah, I didn't tell the whole team. I just told just like our captain what was happening. Also, he's a doctor, so that also made me more comfortable telling him what was happening and why I was going to be gone. So anyways, yeah, he dropped by earlier today to give me flowers, beautiful flowers, and a card from the team, and even a gift card for groceries, which, yeah, it's just when I was saying yesterday about how extremely grateful I am to have such, this is not fitting, wonderful friends around me and to support me. But yeah, it was good to see him. Show him the house because he hasn't been over here since I moved out here. Is that it? Did I get it all in? The Drops Nepal is going to be well, I think I can fit it down below, actually. Oh my goodness, that's falling out. I gotta try harder. Is there room back here? But yeah, again, just extremely grateful to have such, wonderful people, supportive people in my life. And yeah, I look forward to returning to playing volleyball with them. I just decided that I didn't want to play the rest of the season just because, it's just too soon. And it's, obviously been on my mind a lot. So, which they all understand. But yeah, looking forward to having volleyball back in my life. Also, I just need that little bit of exercise. Let's see if I can get this yarn in here. Okay, that actually fits okay. All right. I'm stuck. So I managed to fit the yarn in the cupboard, which was good. Craft room is still a mess. I feel like, yeah, I've been kind of lacking on tidying up the house, and today, I did the full vacuum and everything, and just kind of catching up on that kind of stuff, and just kind of continuing on with my day-to-day. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some food now because I can feel myself fading. And yeah, sit down and knit. I think that's something I need to fit in today.
Take you back in time all of our neighbors' twinkling lights, all of our youthful lives so bright. We'd never seen the sky so white, and I just want that winter feeling. Very merry, happy holiday. Close your eyes, I wish it never goes away. All of our loved ones, and no one without one. Very merry, happy holiday to you. Do-do-do, da-da-da-da. And cinnamon heaven fills the air. I want the biggest cup to share. Somebody's playing Nat King Cole. Make the season brighter. And Mama is hanging mistletoe. And we just want that winter feeling. Very merry, happy holiday. So happy, so very. Close your eyes and wish it never goes away. All of our loved ones, and no one without one. Very merry, happy holiday to you. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Love your loves, 'cause it's the season. We all want that winter feeling. Very merry, happy holiday. Very merry, happy holiday. Very merry, happy holiday. Very merry, happy holiday.
Hey guys, it's Monday. We had a really lovely weekend. Just spent it together as a family. We set up our Christmas tree and decorations, and yeah, we just kind of hung out. We went to the pool together, and yesterday we went out for a little evening walk to view the Christmas trees that are set up every year at the golf course nearby. Just really pretty. We stopped at McDonald's and grabbed hot chocolate for Darcy, some coffees for myself and my husband, and just took a little like Christmas winter stroll through the golf course to view that. But I wanted to come back here and kind of close off this vlog. And yeah, it was my daughter's enthusiasm and excitement for the holidays is and has been really uplifting. And earlier the other day, after speaking out loud about my mom's passing, it did truly feel like a weight came off. Yeah, still lots to process and navigate, but yeah, feeling better every day. And I'm sure I'm going to have some down days, whether it's short term or long term. But I'm feeling pretty good, especially after just like a full weekend filled with Christmas family activities. So before I say goodbye, I wanted to share something that I've decided to dive into. So Christmas is coming up. Wanted to do something for Darcy's teachers. Typically, maybe like gift card or something like that. But I decided that I'm going to knit them little gifts. And at first, I thought I was going to do fingerless mitts and gloves, but my daughter has a lot of teachers involved with her classroom. There's about four. So I thought that would be too much work, and I'm not a regular gift knitter, so I didn't want to take on that many projects. But I decided that I'm going to do a little sweater ornament. So I've done a couple prototypes, and I've got one here. This is my second one, pretty close to what I want to do. It's wet because it's blocking, but it's the sweater pattern from the Dot Pebbles frog. And in particular, I like this sweater pattern because it's worked flat. So I don't actually like working teeny tiny things in the round. I prefer to work it flat and then seam. So I'll show you the little sweater here. So it has these yarn over in the raglan increases, which I'm not completely jazzed about. I think the next sample I'm going to modify the pattern, and I think I'll do like make one left, make one right increases instead of these yarn overs. I mean, it is kind of a cute detail, but I kind of need the space on the front of the sweater because I plan on going back once this is dry and embroider on like a line of Christmas lights. I'll do like kind of like one S, and then I think use the French knot technique with some embroidery thread because it's kind of silky and it's a bit more shinier than the wool, and put French knots along like a little green embroidered line. And I'll make them all the same so that I have to try to choose, which teacher gets what. They'll all get the same little thing. And yeah, get Darcy to help me make some cards or buy cards. We'll see. But I was able to knit and seam this in less than just over an hour. So once I figure out exactly like the type of increases I want to do, and now that I'm already familiar with the instructions, I think I can do it hopefully in an hour. And I decided to just use a plain off-white just to really showcase the embroidery that I want to do. Originally, I was making a sweater that was holding a strand of this blue with the sari, and it made like a really like fuzzy sweater, but it meant I needed to use larger needles, and for this size of sweater I think the smaller stitches looks better. And I do like working with the non-superwash wool just for it just more of that like ugly sweater vibes, like really woolly, and I just like how it blocks out better. And I didn't want to work with a single strand of superwash yarn for this. I think the white and like embroidered lights are going to be just a really nice touch and make for a really cute ornament. So hopefully I can finish once this dries, and maybe I'll pop in some later footage when I have completely finished one of the ornaments. I'm going to use either some wire I already have or bend some large paper clips to make an actual like miniature clothes hanger for the sweater, so that there's already a built-in hanger so they can put it on their Christmas tree. So that brings us to the end of this vlog. I know it's not my typical content and have, didn't start with a great message at the beginning, but wanted to end on a good note. And yeah, again, very much looking forward to the holidays and getting cozy and festive with my family. So If you have made it this far, thank you so much for hanging out with me for this kind of special vlog, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, happy knitting. Bye.